because within the bench press category, it was found that What's going on, guys? Kieran here from CYAP Fitness. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I posted a video. Just been pretty busy, pretty flat out with various things going on. You might think I'm looking slightly different today compared to previous videos, as my hair is actually starting to grow back now that I completed my Tough Mudder. For those that watched my first few videos know that I have an interest in hair growth and hair loss. But today's topic of conversation is going to be another breakdown of a research paper with regards to training. So today, let's get straight into it. The title of the paper we're going to be discussing today is Effect of Small and Large Energy Surpluses on Strength, Muscle and Skin Fold Thickness in Resistance Trained Individuals. So what that essentially means is, does a calorie surplus equal greater muscle gain, and to what extent if so? This paper was released in November 2023. Let's get straight into it. So a bit of a background on the paper. This was during COVID-19, back in the good old days, and they started with testing 21 research participants, all of which were trained in resistance training, so went to the gym regularly. However, that was reduced to 17 people because of the COVID restrictions. I'm not too sure why, but that's how it worked out. And the aim was to determine how different levels of a calorie surplus affects muscle mass, strength, and fat gain in experienced or trained lifters. The lifters were divided into three categories: those that were eating in calorie maintenance, those that were eating a slight 5% calorie surplus, and those that were eating in a significant 15% calorie surplus. And all of which trained 3 times a week, and that is resistance training, not cardio or anything like that. So weight training. For those that don't know, if you don't know already what a calorie surplus is, it's basically how many calories you're eating above your maintenance level. And your maintenance level are, if you were to eat at maintenance, you don't put on weight or gain weight, or you don't gain or lose fat. In order to gain fat, you need to be in a calorie surplus. In order to lose fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. If your calorie maintenance is 2,000 calories, you're eating 2,500, you're going to gain some fat. If you're eating 1,500, you're going to burn some fat or burn some weight. The way in which they measured progress was the skin fold thickness test, which they basically take measurements of body fat, clipping the skin around the body, with the 1 repetition max for strength in both the squat and the bench press. So that is how heavy you can lift for 1 rep in those lifts. And the muscle thickness test for biceps, triceps, and quadriceps. Changes in body mass were analysed in relation to each 3 of these. So the skin fold thickness, the 1 rep max, and the muscle thickness test. Diving straight into the results then, essentially what was determined, there was no significant difference between any of the groups for muscle thickness or squat strength, which is quite interesting. Because within the bench press category, it was found that the subjects eating in the 15% calorie surplus gained a significantly stronger 1 rep bench press max compared to the moderate group and the maintenance group. So touching on that a little bit, if you don't know, basically size equals strength. So it doesn't necessarily mean muscle mass, but size equals strength. So if you have somebody who weighs 100 kilograms and goes to the gym, it's a bit more, quite significantly fatter in comparison to a shredded 70 kilos guy. The 100 kilos guy, you would probably expect to be able to lift more than the 70 kilo guy. I mean, obviously depending, there are some anomalies in there, but generally, if you're bigger, doesn't matter if it's fat or muscle, you're going to be able to lift more than someone smaller than you. And that also happens as well, by the way, when you're shredding. If you start your cut and you weigh 90 kilos and you shred down to like 80, 75, you're going to be much weaker at the 75 kilogram point in comparison to the 90 kilogram point. And that doesn't necessarily mean muscle mass loss. That is just, you're burning fat, you're losing size, therefore you're going to lose some of your strength. Focusing on then the fat gain, unsurprisingly, those who were in the high calorie surplus gained significantly more fat than both the moderate and maintenance calorie group, and also the moderate surplus group gained slightly more, they gained more fat than the maintenance group. Obviously, as the maintenance group are not consuming more calories than they're burning, so they've got nowhere for the fat to be stored. There's no fat to be stored as their body's using it all for energy. So to conclude, the larger calorie surplus evidently results in a higher fat percentage increase, not necessarily muscle mass increase, compared to the moderate calorie surplus or the maintenance group. apart from a slight increase in bench press 1 rep max. However, that is again because of size increase and mass increase, not because of muscle mass increase. The study suggests that a high calorie surplus primarily results in just a higher body fat percentage as opposed to muscle mass. So I think this basically debunks the dirty bulk theory. You don't want a dirty bulk because all that you're doing is you're getting yourself fat, more unhealthy, and it just results in a harder cut when you want to come around to cut. I've tried the dirty bulk. Yes, it's nice because you really do see the numbers go up in the gym, like your bench press and everything goes up significantly faster, but it makes the cut more grueling and much more tough. So there's no real need for it. Just stick in a slight calorie maintenance. Don't put on too much body fat. Don't gain too much body fat because it just makes the cutting process longer and harder. So yeah, if you want to learn more on how to bulk, how to cut, how to gain muscle mass, how to shred fat, then you can drop me a DM. You can follow me on any of my social platforms. It's CYAP Fitness. That's CYAPP Fitness on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and now Facebook. You can find my website, which I'll link below at www.cyapfitness.com. And yeah, that concludes today's video. So don't dirty bulk, lean bulk. And as always, like and follow for more free value. See you next time.